guys, I'm pleased to have my good friend Farhan. I've known Farhan for over close to 30 years now.
Yeah.
And we met while playing in Irvine when he was a student, I think, or just finished his bachelor's.
Yeah.
So he moved here and we formed a cricket club in Irvine. It was one of the first cricket clubs formed in Irvine. And for next 10 years, we played in a team, competed. We actually won our league the first year we competed. So that was our big achievement. And he was the captain of our team. I think he was a very good tennis player. And after that, he became, he's like a local champion of pickleball.
For the old people.
So anyway, but I think Farhan is actually one of the partners at a local law firm, Latham and Watkins. He runs one of their practices. He'll talk about that. And we are fortunate enough that he has actually run this session for our program for several years. And this is one of the most difficult sessions in terms of how do you build financials for your business, as well as how do you articulate it in a simple way, and more importantly, what it means. So you guys will get fortunate enough to get this kind of detail from him. So he runs this session in a very hands-on way. So he's actually looked at your pitches, your business plans, and so on. And he will kind of bring it down to a level so that you understand and hopefully build upon that in the next few sessions. So Farhan, without further ado, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anurag. It's always a pleasure. By the way, if you guys can't see the slides, feel free to move your chairs up, like this young lady's done. But it's always a pleasure to be here because I love the fact that TYE brings so many young people together to innovate. I love innovation. So kudos to you guys and all mentors that devote their time to do this. Like Anurag said, I have done this a few times with groups such as yours. I love doing this. And I talk about the financial piece of your journey. How do you tell your story with numbers? And so we're going to talk about that. I have had a chance to look at your decks so far. I guess that was after week 7 or 8. So if you've made modifications after that, I apologize. I've taken that into account. But from what I saw, there's a lot of potential. And like I said, this is a session where we talk about, okay, how do we validate story that you've created around your business idea with numbers? So we'll get into that. Okay, I'm gonna change things around. I have a business idea, okay? And you guys are investors. So my business idea is an app that it's called Outfit Approval. So you upload a picture of what you're wearing, and then the app gives you AI feedback on thumbs up, thumbs down, you could do better, whatever, right? And so do you like that idea? Thumbs down. She doesn't like the idea. Let's say some of you like the idea. And you get past that. What do you want me to tell you next about that? What do you think? Just take a wild guess. No wrong answers. What problem does it solve? Let's say it gives people confidence to wear something. What's next? What do you want to know? The location. Yeah. Right. Exactly. That's a good one. What location you're in. Anything else? Think about what we're doing today. Yes. Oh my God, she said it. How do you want to make money? How is that idea going to bring money to you? And of course, to the investors. So that is a critical question. And if you look at the basics of the answers that you really have to have for these investors is who pays you and how much? What does it take to bring that customer in? And how do you keep that customer in your ecosystem? And then the most important thing is, okay, you brought these people in, how do you keep growing? So those are the fundamental questions. You don't have to be CPAs, you don't have to be accountants for this, but you have to understand who pays you, who your customer is, how they pay you, and then how you want to grow. Those are the 3 or 4 basic questions that you just have to understand really well, and you have to tell a story around that. And so these investors, at a minimum, they're looking for you to give them a revenue model. Have you heard of TAM Samsung? We'll go through it, but I'm sure you talked about it, right? And so let's work on that. That's a key thing that kind of tells the investors what the size and what the opportunity is here. And then the other thing that will sort of validate for the investors is what types of assumptions you're making, right? How do you come up with these numbers? So that's a key as well. And then the last thing that they want to see in your deck is how are you going to use those funds? Are you going to go buy a new M3, or are you going to put it towards the business and hire people or whatever? So those are the basic things that investors want to see from you guys in your decks. Okay. So we're going to talk about a few basic concepts that I think are really important in building your financial story. One of the first things that I've seen, and Anurag can speak to this all day, is the concept of economic purpose. Just out of curiosity, anyone want to take a guess what that is, what that means? No guesses? No wrong answers, remember. Be brave. There you go. What are you trying to achieve? Okay, that's a good start. Okay. Let me explain it this way. If you know why you're doing what you're doing, it will help you build a financial model that's closer to reality. If we take a company that is let's say I think most of your ideas are apps, right? And so you could have an app that's part of the same category, the same industry, but you have 2 very different ways of making money. You could have an app that attracts everyone and their mothers, broad base. You could have an app that only targets people, certain people that pay a higher premium. The other side, they just pay the entry is either freemium or low cost subscriptions or whatever. But the other one is a lot more curated and it's a higher price. So on the left, you have a platform for everyone. So there's a larger base, and you're counting on the people who downloaded the app for free to be converted into paid subscribers. On the right side, you have people who are essentially, you're picking and choosing who you want as a customer because they're going to pay the high price. So you're building everything around them. So there are two different business models and two different ways of doing the same thing. If we take a look at two companies, have you heard of Fiverr? Yeah, hands up. Yes, most of you. Okay, great. And then TopTal? Probably not, right? So this is a perfect example of how the two companies that sort of serve the same category, which is, hey, if you want some talent, you can go to the marketplace and you can get that talent to do some jobs and projects for you. Fiverr, their economic purpose is broad-based access to freelance talent at scale. So they want to attract anyone and everyone, and they provide all kinds of talent. At the $10 level, at the $1,000 level, whatever. TopTal, their business model, their economic purpose is premium access to elite and curated talent. So they are essentially looking at customers who will pay for the higher price projects, who want to get the higher price projects delivered. And so they'll have a smaller customer base. Does that make sense? That example? Yeah. Okay. So it's important, if you, and we'll go through this when we go through each group's business model. We'll go through your, I took a guess as to what your economic purpose is. We'll go through that in a little bit. So the next step is, once you understand your economic model, how do you develop your drivers? And the drivers to do the revenue model are basically who pays you, how much do they pay, what does it cost to serve the customer, and then how does this scale? So let's look at a company, Fiverr, and answer those questions for that. Who pays them? So basically, they either attract businesses or individuals who are looking to hire freelance services, people who want to do graphic design, people who want graphic design projects, accounting projects, or whatever. You can essentially find anyone and everyone in that marketplace. And then how much do they pay? So their subscription fees, they don't have subscription fees. What they have is a per transaction cost to the customer, and it's at 5.5% of the project cost. So if someone's come on to the platform and bought $1,000, they've hired someone for $1,000, 5.5% is the transaction fee that goes to Fiverr. And then they add on a fee for anything under $200, $3.50. So that's the bottom that they have, the base price. The other thing that you have to understand, and you don't have to get this right initially, is understand, okay, what are my costs to build this platform and to continue to serve these people? So for Fiverr, it's, maintaining the technology platform that they built. And then all the payment process that they have with credit cards and, transacting. So that's another cost, the marketing that goes on in Fiverr, that way they want to advertise and all that. And then operational costs, salaries and whatnot. Now, you guys don't have to get into detail around this, but it's good to know the foundation should be there of how much it's gonna cost you to keep running this operation. And those are some of the elements that you have to consider. And then the fourth element is essentially, how did this scale? For fiber, it's about, how do we bring in more buyers? And then how do we make them spend more? Keep coming back for more projects and then spend more, because that's what this is. It's a volume business. The more people wanting to, link up with freelance talent drives their business, because then it's not a subscription, it's a per transaction thing. So the more transactions that they have in their ecosystem, that's what really makes them money. Questions so far? Yeah, I apologize. These slides, their formatting went off. This computer must be using a different version of PowerPoint. Okay, so we talked about economic purpose and how that sort of drives your revenue model. Let's dig a little deeper into that, developing that story, the revenue model story. So if we look at who pays, and then let's look at, have you guys heard of MyFitnessPal? Okay, so a few nods. Anyone heard of MyFitnessPal? So it's an app that is used by fitness enthusiasts, nutritional enthusiasts. You can track your food intake, you can track your exercises in there and what you're doing. It's basically a way of measuring if you're eating healthy, if you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, or planning for some athletic tournament. It'll help you sort of guide you on what you're eating and what that's doing to you and all that. So that's just a little bit of context on that. Who pays them? Anyone, so their economic purpose is consumers who want premium health and nutrition features. So remember, this is an app that wanted to start. They didn't know, if people would pay for that type of service. So they had a freemium position. Basically, you could download the app for free. Why did they do that? To build that base, to build that ecosystem. That's your stuff. Then they say, okay, who from that is actually is that a question? Fine. Who is going to pay us? It's probably going to be the people who are crazy about health and fitness, who want to get better, or who want to lose weight, all of that. So the challenge for this company was, okay, how much of that freemium base is actually going to pay us? And if I define my customer base like that, if I define my customers like that, their pricing model is pretty simple. Like I said, freemium attracts users into the ecosystem. Then they have paid subscription for premium features. Now, premium features on their app are scan a barcode on a protein bar, and it will tell you the macros, protein, fats, carbohydrates. That's important for people who want to sort of stay fit or lose weight, whatever. They have other premium features, like you can take a picture of a plate and the AI will guess as to what that is, and then estimate the calories from that. Instead of typing in, okay, I had an In-N-Out burger, and you'll have to go through, you have to do that one by one on the food on the plate. You just take a picture. So that's one of the freemium features. The other thing that this company had to develop in in its revenue models. What drives the business volume? So you have a freemium base, right? How much of those people can we convert to paying customers? That is a challenge that I think all of you will face, right? And so those are the three building blocks for your for designing that revenue model. And essentially, what revenue is users, paid subscribing users, or paid users by transaction, and then the price. That's it. Let's talk about the other concept, which is sizing the market. Can someone tell me what you think TAM really means? Yes. Say that again. Okay, yeah, what do you think that means? Yeah. So the gentleman said, basically, who are you trying to reach? I think that's good. It's essentially anything and everything, right? So if you have MyFitnessPal as your business idea, what do you think the TAM would be? This is not like the customers that they have, but what would be the overall TAM for them? Yes. People that work out. Is that just pro athletes or is that? Exactly. So the gentleman just said anyone who wants to track fitness. I would argue that you're actually going into SAM because there's an audience even about that. It's essentially anyone who's walking. So let's look at the TAM for MyFitnessPal. All consumers seeking nutrition, fitness, or weight management support. That's pretty broad. We don't know if that's US, global, California, or anything. And that's fine. Because you got to start somewhere big. That's your TAM. SAM should be a portion of TAM. So what do you think it could be? Well, you can read. For MyFitnessPal, SAM is basically your US consumers. Now, this is when they started. I'm just borrowing data from their pitch deck when they pitched this idea. Their SAM at that stage was only focused on the US. And they said, we want US consumers actively engaged in fitness and wellness. And they calculated that as 60 million US fitness facility members. Now, what that really means is they found a way of figuring out how many US gym memberships. That was their SAM. Why? Because people are actually paying someone to do something. So their SAM, 60 million, this was back in, I think this company started in 2012 or something like that. Anyway, but that stat comes from 2022. Now, SOM is a guesstimate that you come up with based on what percentage, realistic percentage of SAM that you want. So again, MyFitnessPal, they said their share of that target market the share of the target market that could realistically convert into paying subscribers in the near term. That's a pretty broad, generic statement. Can any of you guess how they really came up with this number? So we have your US gym membership as a base. Now, just take a guess. Again, no wrong answer. Take a guess as to how they came up with their song, which was, they said 2 to 3% of SAM. Who goes to the gym? Yes. What do you see at the gym? People working out? Do you see people working out alone or with friends or with trainers? Friends? Oh, mixed, yes. So, any clues from what we just talked about as to what might provide some financial information? From you work out with friends, work out yourself, and you work out with trainers. Anything? So they basically said, okay, anyone and everyone who works out with a trainer might be interested in something like this. That was their song. So they figured out that that came out to 2 to 3%. And so where they started off with 60 million as their SAM, they basically said, okay, we're going to target 2 to 3%. That comes out to 1.2 million to 1.8 million subscribers. That is their total target market that they want their app. They want their apps in the hands of those people. I don't know if it was right or wrong, but if we look at their history, in 2023, they had 200 million downloads. They had 80 million active users. So downloads doesn't mean that your people are actively using it. The active users, which is basically they have the ability to tell us who uses this on a regular basis, right? And then from those 80 million, if you have a calculator, what is 225,000 divided from 80 million? Whatever that percentage is, came out to be their song that year. Now, in 2015, they sold themselves to Under Armour for 475 million. Then they were sold to a private equity company in 2020 for 345 million. The main issue, because that valuation was pretty high, right? $500 million in 2015. But their main issue was they couldn't convert the active users to paid subscribers. And then, yeah, and just a few more stats on revenue. Their revenue in 2021 was 171 million. They had over 7 million food items logged into their database. Does that, do you feel that you can come up with your song? You guys pretty confident that you can come up with your song in some way? You have some logic that you can build like they did, gym membership, people work with trainers to get to your song. Okay, so now that we've talked about some basic concept, let's go through what you guys are doing. This is the fun part. I like this part because I don't get to talk. And just in the order that we have up there, we can get with fashion. Okay, perfect. So let's talk to you guys. Yeah. Martin. Who wants to, help? Get the spokesperson? Okay, excellent. You want to come up here? Sure. So while she's getting a marker, what I want to start off with is when you hear me talking about economic purpose, right? And when you look at your, thank you so much. When you look at your business model, what do you think is your economic purpose?
Like, like how much money?
Yeah, and like, how, why do you want to make money and how do you want to those two questions? Yeah.
I mean, the purpose of our company is to essentially streamline like the logistics of the party. So,
Yeah,
I think like why we want to make money is because like we know that like the market itself is a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
And the fact that our app is one of our marketplace is one of like the I guess like services out there that can streamline the entire process. So that's essentially why like
okay, so can you break that down? Just tell me, you want to build a model or you want to build an idea that services who and how?
we want to build like a market that essentially serves like anyone and everyone out there that's able to plan. Whether that be like like moms who plan parties all the time, like
Yeah.
like teenagers who want to plan everything.
Yeah,
And that's how.
yeah,
That's how. How essentially is like with our app, right? Because our marketplace is essentially designed to streamline that entire process. Because our problem is that a lot of party planners these days have to change between like invitation apps and then
Yeah.
vendors and then fees and the purpose of our app is to stream.
so this is beautiful because as she was talking about this, like that the true concept started coming out, it resonates with everyone and anyone and everyone that's interested in planning a party. That sort of gives me a clue of, okay, this is a pretty broad range. Right, so I took a guess as to what your economic purpose is, but I want you to write yours. Economic purpose, just like you explained. We want to serve all party planners through our app. Is that it? I'm gonna do the big one. This is why I didn't write, because her writing is impeccable. Um, so the way I sort of figured, took a guess at what your economic purpose is, I said basically AI powered event planning and vendor booking in one place. That tells me, okay. AI powered. And event planning, what the concept is. And basically you're injecting vendors into this as well. So it's not only event planning, but also incorporating vendors. So that, okay. Okay. I'll take your royalties if you use this. Okay, let's talk about your revenue model and which is basically how you're gonna make money.
So essentially, we plan on having different, so have like two revenue streams. Essentially, we're not only gonna connect with customers, we're also gonna connect with different vendors as well. So the customers, they're essentially paying like a subscription fee for their app, which is not only invitations, but also, vendors, et cetera. And for vendors, they're gonna have like a different like process to how like they're gonna make money and also we're gonna make money. So essentially for vendors, we're kind of like an outreach like platform for an outreach platform. So essentially like their company goes on our website and well, they're interested in, working with them, they can, reach out to them through our app. So not only, and then how much ever money that company makes, we get a cut of their how much like revenue each.
Okay, so can you walk me through an example of transaction?
We haven't figured out the like the secret of it, but essentially, like say if we're
So I want to plan a birthday.
Okay.
Something.
okay, what do you want?
I want the balloon artist.
Okay, if you wanted a balloon.
Characters.
Okay, if you wanted.
What else should we ask for? Catering.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you wanted to do any one of those, essentially,
I
like,
want all three.
okay. Essentially, what you could do is that, like, on our like, marketplace, you could like search up like balloon artist or like,
Yeah.
whatever you want, right? So you search it up, you look through the immense amount of vendors we have.
Yes.
Click on them, and then you can, and then you can like, put them in the cart or whatever, and then essentially what you do is that you communicate with them through our app, we'll send you, like the contract and how much money you're gonna have to pay them, and then you pay them through our app. And then how much ever like money like they make, we're gonna get out of them. Because essentially for the reason that they were able to,
Yeah.
make that.
So you guys are a pure marketplace, whether you're linking up a user or someone who has a need with someone who can provide that. Right? And let's say the whole party planning comes out to 5,000 and you charge a percentage of that total amount. Is that how
To
you're
the
gonna
vendor.
the user?
Yeah.
And you charge the vendor as well, or just the user?
We charge, the vendor charges the user, we get a cut.
Okay. So actually, it's free for users, so it's free for me. The app is free,
Yeah, the app is free,
Yeah.
and then there's like.
and I'm just paying,
Paying.
yeah, okay. Tell me about this package. Got it. Yeah. But I'm genuinely interested in the idea. Yeah. I genuinely am interested, so explain to me what that's all I want to know.
So for the packages, essentially there's, like, obviously when you like. Yes, for like the subscriptions, like,
Okay,
there's gonna be different things that you want from, right? There's gonna be like the vendors that you want, there's gonna be
Yeah.
different vendors, right? And then instead of like paying all those individually and like the package is that you pay it all, like with it.
okay. So let's write down how you want to make. Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, so they get these services, these discounts are pre-built if you subscribe to your platform. Okay, how much are you gonna charge for that? Okay. Okay. All right, let me take a guess as to what your revenue model was. So the way I understood it, and again, I apologize, I only had a chance to scan this, your deck. So the way I position your revenue model is basically you're taking a cut from every vendor booking. And then at some point, you're gonna introduce premium planning tools that will generate some more. And I assume the subscription that you're talking about is premium planning.
Yeah.
Later. Okay. Now I understand. Okay, that's, what about 10?
Our TAM
Yeah.
was currently 302 billion, and by 2035.
Booming. What? Okay, let's back up. Where is that? What is that? 300. Look, I don't wanna know about numbers,
Okay.
but I wanna
Where
know
does it
about,
come from?
yeah.
Okay, so essentially, when we were doing research for our exam, we kind of just searched up how much the market was for US parties, like event planning,
Okay,
like the size of, like, the size of event planning market.
okay. So you're essentially starting off in the US.
Yes,
Okay, and just out of curiosity, I'm just curious about data. Where did you figure that? Where did you get that data from? ChatGPT? Google, okay, well, everyone uses Google or ChatGPT. So, okay, so the way I think I came close, US social event planning market. It's broad, covers most of everything. Okay, let's break it down, because it's sad.
that was 130%. And we limited that to, essentially some small to medium sized party planning, because a lot of the big parties out there, you have event planners that essentially do this for you. But for small to medium sized parties, you don't essentially hire an event planner because that's way too expensive to even plan such a small scale party. So for our SAM, we essentially narrowed it down to just households that, plan.
So let's,
80.
88 million. So that 302 was your starting rate. That's everyone who wants to plan a party in the US. And you came up with that number through some research. Then you say, out of that 302 million, you are at 138 billion. What's that percentage? Anyone got a calculator? 40%? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so that's your SAM. What is your sum from that? Well, actually, hold on, let me see what I wrote. So I said. Okay, digital first host, that comes out of your deck, right? Digital first hosts, planning some small to mid-sized events online. Okay. What is your song?
These 2% within the first 3 years.
Percent.
Okay.
And is there some logic behind that 2%?
I think there was logic behind it. I think
It's okay.
ChatGPT, and we were just
Yeah,
logically, how much can we penetrate more?
yeah.
And I think they said that.
What is the question that you can ask ChatGPT to come up with a song that let's say it knows everything, and it can answer? What is one question that you would ask it to get you more accurate numbers that you can defend, even if it's 2% or 5%, whatever? What kind of question do you guys ask?
like how much money. spent.
That's a good one. Yeah, you would want to know how much, if I look at, the US. Can you tell me, ChatGPT, how much is the average spend on a birthday party? On a graduation party, anniversary, blah, 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 blah. By, you could even, be ambitious and ask it to give it, based on suburban locations. Because I would venture to guess that most people that are using this tech app are in suburbia.
Yeah.
Right? So how far can you break that down? An investor, and hopefully an investor one day, looks at business pitches. Then when they focus on the song, they want to know exactly, okay, how you're thinking, right? How in depth have you gone? Did you pull out the 2% from thin air? So they'll really quiz you on that. Let's see what I. Okay, so I sort of said that your song could be a pilot. For a pilot, basically you launch it in Orange County, or let's say Irvine. Everyone's having a party there. And you see how many people you that downloaded the app, and how many of them actually are active in booking through your platform. That might give you, so this, where I'm going with this is it might be a good idea to have that research before you go in front of a investor and say, this is our song. Now, Irvine will give you, okay, we had 1,000 people download the app, and actually 10% started using it. That is a fairly reasonable guesstimate of what it might be like in other suburban areas. Then you can just multiply the number of suburban areas, you calculate how many suburban areas by that percent. That might give you a more reasonable and honest song. Okay. Thank you. Let's go to EcoPlay. Where is Eco? We have a volunteer. Thank you. Let's give him a hand for stepping up. Hi, nice to meet you. What's your name? My name's Devin. Devin. Nice to meet you. Okay. Economic purpose, my man. Yeah. Why do you want to do this? And if you can tell me about how you want to make money.
This helps reduce food waste from college dining halls, and we actually redistribute it back to the college students at a lower price. And this is good because we're using food waste, like I said before, and it decreases like methane gases and the low college students need food. Yeah.
Purpose. So how are you gonna make money?
So basically, we have this app that connects the dining halls to the students. So basically, at the end of the day, the dining hall staff are gonna buy some boxes, and then they're gonna put it out in a fridge, like some sort of vending machine. And then whenever like a student's hungry, they can either sign up for our subscription or a paper box, which is about like $7 a box. Or if they choose to do the subscription, it's gonna be about $5 a box. And basically, if they want to get like a meal after closing time, because like culture, they're like really busy, they have extracurriculars and they just have classes every day. So if they're hungry at night, food, they can go to work fridges, reserve it through the app, go and pick it up. It's pretty much it, and the dining halls will get about $2 or $3, while it will say, get $45, it's about like 71%.
Okay, let's wait on the specifics of that revenue model. So the way I described your economic purpose, um, from your back is affordable fresh boxes from surplus campus meals. Yeah. So that what that's sort of giving me a clue is that you're looking for people who are looking for affordable stuff. So you're going to be providing your product at a low cost. So that's good. It covers part of the economic purpose equation. You're not going to be high end. These are not going to be gourmet meals, but they are going to be fresh, right? So fresh, affordable, that's good. And then you actually defined your market, campus. Yep. You're not going to Whole Foods, you're not going to.
I mean, what we're trying to do is, right now, we're trying to connect the dining halls at the campus.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna see if we can reach out to like nearby restaurants.
yeah,
For, to like widening students, like.
okay. All right. Okay, so you were talking about the revenue model. Can you just explain, actually, before we do that, can you just write your economic purpose? The economic purpose really drives, or at least helps you define your revenue model. It'll help you make that easier if you can really get that right. Oh, no, better than mine. Okay, so tell me again how you want to make money from this.
So we're gonna make money through our app, so students can like reserve a meal.
Yeah.
It's gonna be either $7, pay per box, or through our subscription, which is $50 a month for 10 meals, which will equate to $5 per meal. And then the dining hall will take a small cut, about $2-3, and the plate will take about 4 or 5. We're still we're still figuring out how much the dining hall will take and how much we will take. But it should be about that because the dining hall will basically, they're gonna do all the labor, that they're gonna like packet everything.
Yeah,
And then put it in the fridge. So we need to give them like a fair enough balance.
so my first question is, how did you come up with $7?
$7, we actually had a survey of 220 UCI students.
Yeah.
We went to UCI. And about like 31.8% said that they pay for something, they pay for a fresh box of about like $5.
Yeah,
And then the rest that they pay for, about like 61% said that they pay for a box if it would be, $7.
Yeah.
So we were thinking about doing $5 just in the middle,
yeah,
but like it's really hard to make any money, like, but even though like our profit margin's really big, a small increase or decrease in whatever we're selling will either benefit us by a lot or it's gonna harm us.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make the most out of what we could.
yeah. So one of the toughest things that when someone starts the revenue proposition by saying I'm going to provide something affordable, something at low cost, the biggest challenge for you guys is to understand, okay, can I really meet this? These are my costs going to allow that? So, we mentioned that you have a large profit margin. Hopefully you've done the cost analysis of what it takes. And you're comfortable with that $7 would provide that for you. Good. So the way I positioned your revenue model is pay per fresh box. And then later it comes from your deck.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're planning to do because.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, as we're starting off, we wanted to do a pay per fresh box because right now, we don't have, like, we don't know for sure about the supply, but we know about the demand. But later on, as we have like, as we uh, later on, we're gonna know how much like food that the dining halls will have at different places. We're gonna be there more often, we can like statistics and stuff like that. And then we'll know how much they'll have with, and then using that, we can say that this dining hall has this amount of meal. Because the problem for a subscription model is that like, for example, like 100 student paper subscription.
Yeah.
Not, there might not be enough meals. So that's why we're thinking to implement a subscription model later, like later, closer to year 2 or year 3.
Okay. Let's move on to your tenants. Yeah, so who is that? What is that for you guys?
For us, our total addressable market would be caution.
College students in the US?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's what we have, US college students. What's the portion percent of that?
So I'd say it's like, busy college students because
Busy? How do you calculate busy?
like, that was my slide, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure really busy or it was something like that, but it's just that the college student that don't have time to go day or, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Let me see what I have. So I sort of said, okay, you're not targeting each and every college. You're starting off with some targeted colleges. Let's say you want to target Southern California, bunch of colleges here where you can start off. So it's best to sort of in your in your focus, which is colleges, it's best to sort of break it down further on a regional basis. So that's why I said, okay, there will be some target focus in your developing a SAM. What about your SOL? The portion of SAM.
In the market,
Yeah,
for this one, I'm just going to put like, did like a financial projection type thing.
yeah,
Where we did like year 1, we make like 500,000, year 2, we make
right.
1.9 million, year 3, 5 million. So it's just basically like people who would actually want to buy what we're selling.
Yeah, so how do you calculate that?
We
Who wants to buy? I think you mentioned that busy students.
yeah,
How do you quantify busyness?
students with a high amount of extracurriculars,
Yeah,
those classes.
yeah. And so you think all of them are gonna be so busy that they'll be targets for this type of,
I mean, they would be definitely the primary target.
yeah,
There's definitely like other types of college students that would fall into this.
yeah.
But that would be great.
Okay, so what about thinking about this from if we incorporate some other variables? Who on campus, I believe there are cafeterias, right? Sure. How many people actually pay for the cafeteria subscription on a semester basis? Can we calculate that?
I'm pretty sure in some colleges it's mandatory.
Yeah.
That, like, to get the meal plan,
Right,
swipe card or whatever. So
yeah. So is that a basis that you can use?
That's what.
Who doesn't have that?
That's what we framework off.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let's see what I've got students at targeted colleges without. I kept it a little small.
Yeah.
Because that type of thing is measurable. You know, you can look at UCI, for example. How many students go here? X. How many people, how can we get some data on who has a meal plan here? How many meal plans for that per semester? Have that data. The delta could be something you could leverage at either your SEM or your SOM.
I was thinking that like, we would also be targeting students with meal plans because.
Yeah,
One of the problems that we're solving is that meal plans kind of, they close kind of early.
yeah,
And because it's so early, students don't have time in their day to go there. Since, as I said before, they're already very busy.
right.
So even they, like, because they do have, like, have meal plans, but they don't have the time to use it all day.
Yeah,
And if they're hungry tonight, so that could be like a, and have strong questions.
yeah,
So that could also be the serviceable too.
okay, fair enough. Again, you have to sort of, what an investor wants to hear from you is a solid reason around, um, okay, I have decided to calculate my non-meal plan students and my meal plan students, but the weighting is, I'm thinking, target might be 70% of non-meal plan students. And then 10% of meal plan students. You have to come up with some logic behind that.
And adding on to that, when we were at UCI surveying everyone.
Yeah,
We also asked how, would they be willing to buy fresh stocks if it was offered in the next month? And I'm pretty sure about like 70% said they would.
Yeah.
At around $5 to $7. So even if they do have meal plans or not,
they would still be interested.
they would still.
Look, surveys are a fantastic way to get data that you can leverage, put down in your business plan. So keep doing that. That was great.
I actually have
Yeah.
a question.
Yes.
Right now, we know that we have like proven demand, but how do you think that like we can get like the supply? Because right now, we've been emailing like hundreds of like food animals across California.
Yeah.
How do you get the demand
With
and like animal animals?
oh wow, okay. Service delivery, operational service delivery, I'm 100% sure there is some department within each and every university that sort of runs this. So you have to identify that, reach out, ask these questions. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for Scholara. Okay. Thank you. What's your name? Yvonne. Okay. So we're talking about economic purpose. What is your economic purpose? So AI driven college counseling. So you are linking new technology with, something that every college student would benefit from. High school, sorry, yeah, high school student, yeah. Okay, great. So can you tell me how you're gonna make money? Just briefly, we'll get into the revenue model in a little bit, but like, just briefly, how do you wanna make money? Yeah, subscription based. Yeah. Okay,
Counselors still charging like $1,000 a year
yeah,
of that, so charge 500. So something for that the average person.
Yeah, so affordable,
Yeah.
AI driven, counseling.
Yeah.
Okay, getting closer. Is there any other thing that is, differentiates you guys? Gamified, okay,
Students, they are not like. Christian board, can see like.
Yeah.
Under students, they have not gotten like. They don't have that. Have like, really
yeah,
prepared to the student. Student. It's a lot of money.
yeah,
Yeah. So. So what we do is, it's a gamified version.
yeah,
And it is interactive.
okay,
Student.
okay, so your ambition is to sort of reach a underserved market. For folks who might not be able to afford that by encouraging them through gaming.
And not to like.
Yeah.
The words for like. All students.
Okay.
So,
Let me see what I was able to write up. So make college admissions planning affordable and scalable with AI guidance. So you covered that basically. You told me about, okay, our basis is AI. And then we want to make that service affordable. You were pretty broad in telling me that this is for anyone and everyone at the high school level. Yeah, okay, excellent. You wanna write your economic purpose? Yeah. I think the green pen is over there with team Eco Plate. Can you get the pen? Marker. All good. Thank you. Yeah. Any questions while he's writing this? Any thoughts? Ideas? So basically saying Scholara replaces expensive, limited college counseling with AI driven, powered, yeah, driven platform. Perfect. So that's, again, just to reiterate, just to reiterate, he's told me it's an AI platform. He's told me that it's going to be affordable, and he's told me that he's not limiting it to any audience, not for girls, it's not for boys, it's for everyone. So okay, let's talk about how you get the money.
So, again,
Subscription based. Yeah. Who pays the subscription? Students. Okay. Yeah. $180 per year. So $180 subscription per year. Where did you come up with the 180?
so when. Surgery. Counselors and would have to charge way too much for. Average person, for an average student to just.
Yeah.
Pay for it, so that's. What something that's more cheaper, more,
Yeah.
and something that. You know, your reference is going.
Yeah, so it's interesting, this gentleman is saying that he's come up with, his team has come up with $180. Which is, if you've had all the adults in this room, who put their kids through college and have taken on some private counseling, will know that it's a bargain, right? The 180, what does that come out to on a monthly basis? 15 that, I mean, that is tremendous. That is definitely, addressing affordability. So one thing I would say is every time you present this, you present it in the lowest financial terms, which is a monthly basis. Don't say 150 a year, just say $15 a month or something like that. It just
Okay.
provides immediate impact. Oh my God, right? Yeah, 57 days, there you go. From a marketing perspective, that's something psychologists say that just works a little better. When you're talking about differentiating yourself from an affordability perspective, but anyway, digress. Let's see what I have. So student subscription plus counselor, SaaS subscription, because you want counselors to be on this platform too, right? At some point, it's not entirely AI driven. So tell me more about who these counselors are. Private college counselors. Buy subscriptions involved. Okay, so these are the folks in colleges that might buy up 50 subscriptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or high school,
Yeah, yeah, that's-
and then use them
yeah,
for research.
yeah, that's, you just help the students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would they, buy 50?
So.
Couldn't they get the information out of your engine by just having one and then circulate that to everyone?
So every student has.
Yeah.
Student sheet, and that's what our does. It analyzes everything. It gives a roadmap.
Yeah. Okay, let me put it in a different way. So let's say this gentleman wants to go to school for accounting. I want to go to school for art. We have the same counselor. The counselor uses 2 subscriptions for an accounting student and an art student, right? Gets all the information. 2 other people combine. And another accounting wants to be an accounting major. Why wouldn't the counselor regurgitate what they pulled up for him for that student?
So every student basically, they have a different status. Every student is different.
Yeah.
Every student has different goals. Every student has different things that they want to do. So yeah, it's a need to find another subscription for that.
Yeah.
Each student.
So you're confident that the material, the information that you're providing is so tailored that it can't be shared. So like the accounting major that came before, the information that your platform provides for that particular student. Hey, look, you should take these courses in your junior, senior year. You should do these types of activities. By the way, these are the perfect schools to apply to because of your academic stuff. That's the type of information your platform is providing, right?
Yeah.
So it's so specific to him that it can't be used by anyone else.
That's
Okay. All right, I would just, encourage you to challenge that part of your model with your mentor. Because you want to make sure each and every subscription is delivering a specific output that can be shared by the counselor for other people. That's why they would want, 50, 60 subscriptions. Or maybe I'm misunderstanding, and maybe what you're saying is using the platform per student is what you're getting at. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's talk about your site. What is your TAM?
So.
70 million high school, 70, so, 17. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's about.
Okay, that's great. Yeah.
That's approximately $2-3.
Okay, so okay, so you've got 17 million college students. And out of that, you think that's the entire market? That's your total addressable market? Yeah, okay. I think that's what I have. US college-bound students plus private counselors. But private counselors might be interested in this, right? Then let's talk about your SAM. So how do you break that down?
Some of them.
Yeah.
Actively seeking structure and then that's about 600.
Okay, so you said actively searching. How do you know that?
So the search.
Yeah. Okay, so there's some statistics out there that actually hones in on how many people are researching that. That's fair. That's fair. What do I have? Students seeking structured prep, counselors scaling practice session. How's it getting on? Which is close to it. Essentially, I mean, it's all research based. How can we break that down? For the topics or specifics around, um, where, which schools might have, the most, surveying of private counselors, which schools are they targeting? So that might be a subset and target. What about your song from that?
So our song is like a big number.
Yeah.
First start in OC and then.
Okay, so OC, is where you want to start.
So OC and
LA County. How many students are? Oh, okay. Well, yes.
so about 1,000 students like,
Okay,
yes, that's about the first year.
Yeah. okay. All right, but,
As we expand, we go to 1,000.
yeah,
And about 5,000 students,
okay.
that's about.
So you've got a structured plan to just expand geographically. One question I forgot to ask is, how much are you going to charge them to use your platform? So it's the 180 per year, right? Okay. It's,
And that's about one. Second year,
okay,
and as we expand even more, in California itself, that's about 20,000.
yeah.
So that's what we get.
What I really liked about the last part, what you just said, is you're starting out in a very a measurable market for Orange County.
Yeah.
And then you sort of are taking it further into that. So that's a good structure to plan the sort of focus on your song. And I think we're gonna have LA, OC, early adopters, students and counselors first. Great, cool. Well, thank you so much for stepping up. Yes. Very question. Very question.
Understanding the song,
Yeah,
I'm still struggling with
yes.
song to give it to the.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, even before you start the venture, I think it's important to sort of really break it down. And I would say even target, so you said OC, right?
Yeah.
Let's target a portion of that market that's measurable and you know people want counseling. In the Irvine School District, it has so much data. Maybe focus on that. And start there. And that can be sort of a build-up, like let's do a 6-month trial, this area. That might give you clues, okay, you know what? In 6 months, we're building this much following, whatever. And that might give you a clue of, okay, how quickly can you get into other parts of Orange County? I wouldn't jump to LA immediately, right? Master OC and then sort of go into LA. Cool, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we have Serve Aqua. Thank you. Are we doing on time? 30 more minutes?
Yeah.
So that's about 10 minutes per.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can just give me a flag at 10 minutes, I will.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Oh, hi. Okay. Do you wanna just start here with it? Okay. How are you guys? Who are you?
I'm Rodney.
Rodney.
I'm sorry.
Hi, nice to meet you. Serve Aqua, okay. What do you hope to do and how do you hope to do it?
So our purpose is to encourage people to garden and also teach them how to garden plants and like motivate them to plant things. I guess it's.
Okay, I have to ask, how did you come up with this idea?
So one of our team members, I think a lot of our students have contributed to our basic staff. Because I personally at home, my grandparents plant a lot of different plants, but they don't get purpose. Like they don't know exactly the things each plant need.
Yeah.
And often some plants die and we have to buy new plants there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what motivated us to create this app to help people not just want to garden plants, but also know how to invest in plants.
Anything. And so if, you know, based on all the discussion we've had on economic purpose, what do you think yours is? That will tell me, like, that will give me a clues on who your target market is and how you want them to pay.
So, so basically, like, we have like two different like pricing models. So our first one is like a basic model with basic features, with like a limited amount of features. And then we have a subscription model, which is $10 a month, which has more advanced features. So for example, for the basic features, we have like, if you have an existing garden, it helps you like maintain it and help care for it. But then with the subscription model, we have like a lot of other functions, like it can help you make a whole new garden. It can help you add different plants. It can suggest like where to buy certain plants from. So we have those two models, and then also we're going to get people to get our subscription model because we're going to provide 1 week of free 1 week of free subscription model, so they can see what they can get with the subscription.
Are you guys cheap? Or
Yeah, it's $10 a month for this.
$10 affordable? Okay, so you're affordable. So let's use that, affordable. And then you're providing gardening knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
users can just take a picture of the plant.
Yeah.
And the app will scan it and exactly determine the species and the type of minutes it needs.
Okay.
Something.
Okay, so you're providing knowledge, specific knowledge to a group of users at an affordable price. So let's see what I could gather from you guys. So affordable AI, AI, right? It's not one brilliant botanist sitting there answering all the questions, right? So you're using AI, affordable AI garden care and water optimization for homeowners. Tell me about the water optimization.
So one of the functions of our app is basically if you have like an existing sprinkler system set up, or if you just garden with a hose, the AI will basically give you like a schedule on how to set your sprinkler system, or if you water with a hose, like a schedule when to water and how much to water it, and which zones to water it.
Yeah. So this is interesting. Not only are you providing some specific knowledge to the user on plant care, but you're also, as part of that, saying, okay, we're gonna measure your water. Is that right? You're gonna measure it somehow, or?
At the end of the day, every species needs its own specific water needs.
Yeah.
And the AI model will understand that.
Okay.
So database and will understand what amount of water. each
Okay,
plant needs.
so that's part of the knowledge delivery.
Yeah.
Water, plant care, yeah, placement, that type of stuff. Okay. Does that come close to what you think your economic purpose is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you want to make money again? 2 sets of subscriptions.
Yes, so we
Yeah.
have 2 sets of subscriptions, but also we're gonna have advertisements. We plan to do partnerships within 2 years. Yeah, partnerships. Advertising.
So when we recommend people based on their prices stuff, we connect them with contractors and ministries and like, provide a service to connect them with certain products, and they'll provide a service to deliver it. So,
Okay, let's break that down.
So like, for example, if you're trying to have like a certain type of plant in your backyard, the app will basically like say, oh, you can put it here, and we recommend this one.
Okay, actually, I forgot. Can you write your economic purpose? And while he's doing that, let me ask you about the, how you're gonna make money.
Yeah.
Subscription.
Yeah.
Who, and who are you gonna target and how much are they gonna pay?
So, for the subscription, it's $10 a month.
And that
And
was
the people that we're targeting are homeowners who want to actively maintain and actively care for their property.
okay, is everyone with a backyard?
Yeah.
Okay, hold that thought. So we'll have a revenue model. I thought, and I think this might be in the deck as well, is that you have to build your ecosystem.
Yeah.
Which is, you have to attract people to download the app.
Yeah.
So you have a freemium app,
Yeah,
yeah? And then you have premium subscription and partner commissions.
Yeah.
So if you do a sale or you connect people, you get a percentage of that.
Yeah.
In addition to your subscription.
See.
And, okay, so tell me about advertisements.
So we're like planning to have the part of like recommending, oh, you can get this from that store, so.
So
we
like
don't-
Depot,
Yeah.
Lowe's.
That'd be
all
one
of
of the
that.
ones. purchase.
Okay. Okay, got it. Just out of curiosity, how will you convince people to advertise on your platform?
So, well, the more like users we get, like the larger
Yeah.
the fan base gets and the more money that those people, like the companies who are advertising on our platform will get. Just with advertising for them this one.
Okay,
That's why we were saying like in like 2 years, we plan to start. Or after 1 year, when we like grow our
Yeah.
population base, we start advertising.
okay, this is great because this, you added a third component to your revenue model, which was advertising. And a lot of people do that financial analysis, and I think some people stumble because of that, because you have to prove your ecosystem to attract the Home Depots of those. Is this large enough for us?
Yeah.
Right? And so always, when it comes to advertising, always keep that 2, 3 years down the road when we build out. Don't use it as a primary revenue driver.
Yeah, we're currently like building a time for it.
Okay, excellent. All right, let's talk about the TAM quickly.
Like very quickly, -1 minute.
Oh, no, okay.
So basically, our TAM is all homeowners in the US with a garden.
Perfect. I like that. That's exactly what I have. And Sam?
Our SAM, we try, based on like our mentor's advice, we're trying to make it more narrow, so California households with a garden.
Okay, so California homeowners, okay, I like that better than what I have. US homeowners with sprinklers.
Yeah.
So anyway, go on.
And then our song is Southern California households with a garden.
Southern California, okay, very focused. I like that. And that's what I got too from your deck. Southern California homeowners seeking low cost gardening tips and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other way to break that down? Even further than Southern California?
Well, we could break it down to certain cities,
Yeah,
large town.
right. Suburban houses that are
Yeah.
likely to have home, gardens and whatnot. Perfect, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. We'll make up the minute. Nexus. On in. And couples come up. There's comfort in numbers. I love it. What are your names?
My name's Anish.
Anish, Josh and Anish, thank you for volunteering. So, we've talked about economic purpose. Tell me about Nexus and what you think your economic purpose is.
Yeah, so we think our purpose is to have a unified platform that connects students directly to mentors so we can help them fulfill their potential.
Okay, any type of mentors.
Yeah, and it's going to be mentors that are matched with students who have like-minded goals and aspirations.
Okay, so is this just for students or it could be anyone?
It's mostly for high school students as well
Yeah.
as university students, just
Yeah.
everyone looking for more structured guidance. Yeah.
Amazing. Anything else? How do you want to make money?
Yeah, we want to make
Double to repeat, we'll go into the revenue model, but like within your economic purpose, is there something you can tell me, give me a clue as to how you're making money?
yeah, students are going to pay for the guidance.
Students pay for the guidance through your platform.
Yeah.
So subscription based,
Yeah, subscription-based model.
that's that I have affordable structured career memberships for students. So I'm classifying this as a membership model within a club.
Yeah.
Of some platform is it's like a club. It's got the mentors, already signed them up, and the students come in for people seeking mentorship. Okay, so now let's talk about how you're gonna make money. About that subscription or membership model.
Yeah, so our student subscription model is going to be $15 per month.
$15.
Based off data that we've gotten from student surveys and parent surveys, since
Yeah.
they're the ones paying for their students. And we think it's gonna be an affordable price, and then on to future plans, we're planning to make money by selling our student database to enterprises looking to expedite their onboarding process and look for capable interns once we have enough students.
Okay, so there's a lot, digest that. The first thing you said is that you're gonna make students do you really want to call them students, or are we talking about any young adult,
Yeah, any young,
right? They could be working, right?
Yeah.
They don't necessarily have to be in high school or college. Is that true?
but for our initial purposes, we're getting.
Initial growth, okay, fair enough. So, okay, I'll refer to them as students. Do you think students really want to pay $15 to be mentored?
Yeah, I feel like it's, not
$15 a month. You think, okay, so I'm in my junior year of high school, senior year of high school, I will pay $15?
I mean, for one, the parents are willing to pay it, based off of our parents' data. And
Yeah.
it is a real problem, and what we've seen by talking to other students and even our personal experiences, people are more than willing to pay, such a price for, such impactful parents, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is this sort of like, we want to give you a big brother, big sister type of arrangement?
Yeah, because we're focusing on really the student human aspect
Yeah.
of mentorship and just making an impact on the students' lives.
Yeah, one of the things I think you have to talk to your mentor about today is, do students really want to pay for mentorship, or is it based on a situation that they want guidance? Because that will sort of direct your revenue model a bit further. Maybe there's room for both. Maybe there's a subset of those students that want regular, mentorship, and then maybe some folks want situational. But anyway, you should talk to your mentor about that. So what do I have? I have student subscription, mentor commissions, and enterprise access. So you're giving access to students to be mentored, but they provide a subscription, and then mentors earn a commission.
So recently we sort of pivoted away from that idea and realized that mentors in it for solely the student benefit
Yeah.
are the mentors that we want to capture.
Right.
And we think that'll have the greatest effect on the students, so we moved away from mentor commission.
Amazing. I love that pivot. Okay, TAM. What is your TAM?
TAM is like every US high school student and college student.
Yeah.
So there's about 15 million US high school students and 19 million college students. And we value that at 7.3.
Okay, so they're pretty focused on US college based and college students needing some sort of guidance, career guidance, right? Sam?
Our TAM is high school graduates and college undergraduates. So there's about 3.9 million US high school graduates and 3.2 million US college undergraduates. And the reason we chose this was because they're more likely just to be looking for the guidance and shit compared to lower grades who are still trying to figure themselves out.
Okay, so what is the benchmark?
Yeah, about 790.
792 out of. So I have high school and college students actively exploring college and career paths. So how do you determine that? How do you determine your song?
So I think we're looking at sort of the maturity of their grade level.
Yeah.
So high school graduates are more,
Yeah,
and then college undergraduates, they're in that stage where they've chosen their major. That what they want to study.
so the seniors and juniors.
Yeah.
Right,
So
so you're focused on that. Yeah,
Also, our song, but we're looking at students who are pursuing private counseling, that shows that they are open to guidance.
Yeah.
Guidance, so it gives us more.
and have you done some surveys and research that will help you get to that? Okay. All right, what about your song? How do you get to your song you sang?
Yeah, so the song is, that it was the students who have counselors.
Okay. So it's a focus on the counselors, right? Are they not getting mentorship with counselors?
They are, let's say that students are not very focused. And
Yeah.
they don't want student, and they don't get something that is very structured and catered towards their needs. And not actually people or have similar interests.
Yeah, so the counselors are more about academic counseling. You guys are more about career, or could be a combination of academic and career. Okay, and could it be life coaching as well?
Yeah.
That puts you in a completely different ballgame, though. A lot of people are looking for life coaches. So,
Yeah, so the career part, if you have the professional expert to students.
Yeah.
They get a better visual reality side. Especially if they take them on more small projects or something, be a lot more effective than school counseling.
okay. What do I have for your song? Your eyes are better than mine. High school, juniors plus college, junior, seniors, and first partner schools. So, yeah, so would you consider identifying a few colleges and high schools to sort of narrow it down for your song? And which one would you consider? Would it be a regional area or?
Yeah, I mean, first we would start locally and then also look at schools with I guess student sources to help students with career guidance and future planning.
This is great. I think, I think you're pretty focused. The only thing I would say is, like I said, discuss with your mentor. Especially if you're focused on providing academic plus career advice. How do you differentiate from a counselor? And then, whether these people would pay you for that career advice on a monthly basis versus a one-time charge to be in front of mentors, their regular platforms or. So think about all those, and that'll drive your.
It's not academic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
Okay,
Just wanted to
great.
clarify.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, well, thank you. Questions, but before you? No? Okay. All right, thank you so much. We'll do this last one really quickly. Access care. Oh, hi. Very good. And your name?
I'm Ryan.
Nice to meet you.
Aubrey.
Aubrey, nice to meet you. Economic purpose.
Like basically we're just helping seniors get compensation to their moments like doctor's appointments.
Yeah.
It's not just like the most beneficial like people are lived, but rather they accompany them and they wait for them until the appointment's done.
Yeah.
And they transfer them back home, so they drive them back to their house.
Okay. Very good. So it's like an Uber for elderly care type of thing, arrangement?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Friendship results because we have more emphasis on companionship because loneliness is a driving issue in the United States. So we differentiate ourselves.
Okay. So how would you define your economic purpose? That sort of tells me a little bit about your revenue model, very little, and then what you want to do. Yeah.
Like basically we're just more set different healthcare rides and companionship.
Safe environment for companion rides
Yeah, basically,
for the elderly.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's helping a lot. Um. Do you want to inject some information on what your charge might be? Is it per transaction or is it just fee?
We have a per hourly rate, so it's gonna be $80 turning towards the customer, and
Yeah.
then you would take home 25% back from there.
Okay, so let's look at the economic purpose. Say for healthcare rides and companionship for seniors. On a transaction basis.
Yes.
Yeah. And your revenue model, how are you gonna make money? It's just basically per ride.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, anything else that you might have?
We're thinking of adding premium services, so adding additional stops, so not only just medical services, but if we need to go to the bank, if we need to go to the grocery store. So we can just diversify that as well to really maximize that end-to-end service.
Yeah.
And also, we're thinking about adding a, additional charge for, like, if they want, like, let's say, add a stop, and then their session, let's say it was 2 hours, but it's an extra 30 minutes, we would charge a discounted rate after, if they extend beyond that time. So let's say they're coming home from Hope, if they want to go to Trader Joe's to grab something, then
Yeah.
$40 per hour extra.
Okay, so you have a component that factors in stops,
Yes.
basically time. Okay, what's your time?
So our TAM is just a general senior population in America, or namely California, Texas, and Florida, which
Yeah.
have the highest
Yeah, exactly.
seniors.
Well, that's a great start. So you're looking at elderly, just in general, elderly people within those 4 geographic locations?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you get your SEN?
Mainly the seniors that struggle with mobility, just like, let's say they're not able to.
Drive.
Yeah.
Walk.
Typically between ages 65 and above, which we saw was around 12 to 15 million.
Okay, where did you come up with that? Cool. Okay. So you're saying, how many million? 12 million. So you think that's your SEN?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, seniors in target states, a non-emergency medical rights. And you Googled that and you came up with 15, 16 million?
Yeah.
Okay. And then how do you get to your sum from that?
Say that we're trying to target 1% of that, and we can diversify that further by starting conditionally in California, so that the Irvine and Orange County area.
Why do you target 1%?
We understand that they're, this is sort of a new market with companionship.
Yeah.
So there might be sort of skepticism toward, and also privacy issues, so
Yeah.
we're gonna try to lowball to start, and then when we low more rapport, we can extend that percentage.
Why 1%? Why not 5%? That's reasonable.
Starting my size, sure.
Yeah.
Just decided that percent.
Yeah, so when you're presenting to investors, even that 1% should have a story behind it.
Got it.
So if you can work backwards into that number, because you've already identified, your target audience, which is elderly, those 4 states, that's great. Now you have to do a little bit more research on, okay, how many of these folks are likely to need these types of rides? And there might be some creative ways to get to that. Maybe it comes out to 1%. But work backwards. What do I have? Orange County seniors, a appointment transport first. So maybe you start with, people who have regular appointments, how many of those are there? You might be able to Google that type of stuff. Any other ideas on song?
Maybe we can stop one sentence there, these guys have practice.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. What I'm saying is that we just have to have a solid story how you came up with that 1%. People want to know that you're not.
asking how to still pursue a senior center.
Yeah,
So
that, amazing. That is a great start, and you can sort of, leverage those types of surveys and say, hey, look, based on our conversations and our, research, these are the statistics that are coming out. Because 1% doesn't have to be right, it just needs to have a story.
Yeah.
That was it. This doesn't end here with me, so if you, I would be very happy to be part of this journey, so after you go back, talk to your mentors, you have questions, you want me to look at your projections, I'm happy to do that, I'll share my email address. So feel free to email me whenever, and I appreciate you guys listening so closely. And then all the people that came up, thank you so much for being brave. I wish you all the luck with this. This is fun, right? Little competition. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. All right, we're going to start getting into presentation. So if you guys can go ahead and drop all your presentation links into the WhatsApp group, then I'll start pulling them up and we'll get started in like 5 minutes here. Good afternoon. We are Access Care and we help you at your pace. Today, millions of seniors struggle not only with medical needs, but navigating their life and escape of inescapable declining health. Loneliness is one of the leading risks of health in the United States today, and at the same time, the sandwich generation is under increasing pressure to not only balancing care of their elderly, but also of their own children. So, the question is, how do we combat this? I can tell you, with Access Care. So, what exactly are we providing? We are aiding seniors by accompanying them through their daily needs with end-to-end appointments, whether that is to doctor's visits, pharmacies, grocery stores, and more. We prioritize companionship, which is what is sorely lacking in today's world. To make this sustainable, our company will operate on per hour service model, charging around $80 per hour, with companions earning $60 per hour. We will also add premium add-ons for extended services with rates of $40 per hour for extended payment appointments. Our market opportunity is both large and rapidly growing. We will plan to collaborate with local services that have extensive elderly participation, such as hospital partnerships, in order to market Access Care. We are also seeking senior testimonials to specialize our service for their needs while ensuring safety. Currently, we have reached over 20 senior homes to receive feedback and wisdom. Competitor-based Uber and Lyft offer transportation, but they lack personal care and trust that is of growing market globally. However, other senior services such as Urban Connect are often limited and regionally isolated. In contrast, Access Care is one out of one business because we improve these faults with the priority of companionships accompanied with healthcare support.
On the financial side, we charge $80 per hour while paying our companions $60 per hour, which creates a sustainable and scalable margin. We're targeting high demand states like California, Florida, and Texas, where the senior population is rapidly growing. Within 3 years, we estimate a potential market of 4 to 6 million senior customers, showing both strong demand and long-term growth potential. Our total addressable market includes all 55 million seniors in the US who might need transportation or companionship, representing tens of billions annually. Focusing on California, Florida, and Texas, our serviceable available market means 12 to 15 million seniors with mobility challenges. Targeting just 1% of this group, our serviceable obtainable market gives over 100,000 to potential users, driving strong early revenue and scalable growth. Elderly care is becoming increasingly expensive, with senior living costs in California averaging over $6,000 per month. At the same time, states like Texas are facing over 21 billion in combined education and Medicaid costs, highlighting the growing financial strain on the system. This reinforces a key insight. There is a large and urgent need for more affordable and accessible companion care services like access care.
So far, we've developed our MVP prototype and done outreach with senior centers. With funding, we plan to beta test our service, expand operations, and invest in product development, staffing, and marketing. So our current status complements to big talent and these funds. So our MVP is access care prototype paper, which I recently built, and our market research, which we're just in contact with local senior centers in like Irvine, Tusk, mainly like Orange County, and we just need to get funded for the phase test. And these the photos yeah, so like basically this is the main UI, and then you just confirm the destination. Then you just pick any time, and then you choose choose your user driver. It's like how you choose a driver if you be on in Uber or Lyft.
Sorry, real quick, this is our management team. Natalia is our CEO. I am the CFO. Fiona is the CCO. Brian is the CIO. Olivia is the CMO. Haley is the COO. And Ronna is the CTO. Thank you.
Every great event starts with an excitement, but behind the scenes, it's completely a different story. Nowadays, hosting an event is like juggling between multiple responsibilities all at once. From finding reliable vendors to managing the budget and handling setup and cleanup takes a lot of time and effort. And the bigger issue is all these tasks have been scattered across multiple platforms, which makes it more disorganized. As a result, the hosts have spent more time planning their event rather than enjoying their own event.
With Bash, we'll see a rise in personalized DIY party because we are the only marketplace for seamless event planning. With our first fully AI integrated platform, our customers will accelerate to execution with a bunch of verified vendors.
Bash is a unified hosting platform that organizes parties from start to finish. Our app will have key features such as designing digital invitations, tracking RSVPs, maintaining master guest list with preferences, budgeting, a smart party checklist, and an integrated vendor marketplace and dashboard that gives you real-time insight to your party planning, stages, tasks, and costs. With our app, everyone who organizes a party can throw the best themed party they can throw. From book clubs to tailgates to poker parties to murder mystery parties, and allows the party to be an enjoyable and unique experience for everyone. And the host can feel proud of what they've worked so hard on. If we look on the App Store or Google Play, the market's extremely fragmented. Many of the apps only address a singular problem of party planning, such as invitations or budgeting. Our app serves as a marketplace to address any problem you may come across if you want to plan the best party you can dream of.
With Bash, you can launch an event in minutes using our Smart Assist, which instantly builds a budget breakdown to prevent overspending. From there, invitation, RSVPs, and attendance prediction are automated, so you always know exactly who's coming. You can then book trusted vendors in one tap with a built-in budget guardrail to keep everything on track. On the days of events, live vendors tracking and reminders ensure nothing falls through.
Now we all agree that planning a party is an exhausting chore from end to end, and our survey further validates that since 85% believes this as well. Currently, our TAM in the US is about 302 billion, and by 2035, our TAM will be $700 billion. Our current SAM is 138 billion nationally, or 88 million households. And we are confident that we are able to penetrate 2% within the first 3 years, making this our song. With the ability to scale by 10 times within the next decade, our app is in a promising marketplace.
Our go-to market consists of customers from both the B2B and B2C market. We target private party planners, event managers, party suppliers, catering companies, venues, vendors, party planning services, and corporate event managers. Our outreach strategies include interactive ads and engaging with customers through restaurants, sporting events, public events, LinkedIn, and other social media platforms. Our main competitors consist of Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Eventbrite, and PartySlate, but none of them contain the features of Bash. Bash has a party supplies marketplace, venue booking, invitations, start to end party planning, and a personalized AI party planning assistant. Our competitors only have one or two of these features, and they don't appeal to the full party planning process and details. With Bash, you can plan your perfect party from finding vendors to creating invitations to gathering party supplies.
One of the unique features our marketplace provides is a well-tailored AI integrated platform. In our app, AI acts as a personalized event planner. Once the user enters the event type, the budget, and the guest count, AI generates a customized plan with the vendor suggestion, theme, and a smart checklist. It also tracks our budget and makes sure the user stays organized throughout the process. Additionally, it also helps to manage the guest coordination, making the communication easier from start to finish.
Our current status is that we have launched our beta version of the app, and with the app, we've seen early adoption of it. With our feedback loops, we actively enhance our marketplace, and we've also connected with many customers. With our funding, we will also be able to develop our app even more, hire designers, and build partnerships with more vendors. And coming up, we'll have batch moments, package deals, and an event timeline plan.
Turning an idea into reality takes more than just a vision. It takes the right team. I have a very cohesive team that work together to bring the idea to life, and their collaboration made everything possible. Now I'd like to introduce my management team. I'm Bhavita, I'm the CEO of Bash. And then we have Sami, who's COO of Bash. And Lynn, who isn't here today, is the CFO of Bash. And we have Ronit, who's the CTO, and Vinya, who also couldn't join us today, is our CMO. And Kushi and Jonathan are our CSO of Bash.
Thank you so much for listening, and remember, if you can dream the party, Bash can make it happen. Find it, book it, Bash it.
Hey everyone, good afternoon. We're EcoPlate, a platform that helps students obtain affordable surplus meals in seconds. So, before we dive in, let me briefly introduce our team. I'm Oliver, and I'm the CEO, and along with my team, we have founded EcoPlate. So, what's our mission? Our mission is simple. We strive to bridge the gap between food waste on college campuses and students who deserve affordable and fresh meals.
The problem is real. Prepared food goes unsold every day. Students miss meals due to cost and time. About 40% of the U.S. Food supply is wasted annually. In our survey of 220 UCI students, 68% said they'll be able to try EcoPlate. So how does EcoPlate solve the problem? EcoPlate solves this through affordability, at a $7 fresh box. And a stigma-free experience that allows where students reserve in second for the code and measurable sustainability product.
We've now been to UCI a couple of times and have interviewed some or surveyed some students, and our demand is proven. 53% of surveyed students said they would definitely try EcoPlay, and 61% are willing to pay $7 or more per meal. We have a really large market opportunity, a 78 billion TAM and 1.1 billion serviceable market, and a year one obtainable market of 500,000 across 4 to 5 campuses.
For dining halls, EcoPlate turns trash into revenue, earning $2 per box sold, generating up to $1,800 per month with zero upfront costs and full SC 1383 compliance. Beyond revenue, dining halls also benefit from lower disposal costs and zero revenue conflict since the student meal plans are prepaid ahead of time to the university. So AI has been used everywhere, but how do we implement it within our app? Our built-in AI photo scanner lets dining staff snap one photo and instantly generate food ID, calorie estimates, allergen flags, and macros, zero extra work for staff. Our ideal customer is Diane, a conscientious 18 to 22-year-old in college, is a student living on or near campus who needs easy, reliable access to freshly.
The EcoPlay app has a simple and easy to follow easy follow flow. To begin with, students can browse live availability and choose the fresh box that they would like by reserving it. After they reserve it, they would get a QR code or a the pickup code that then they can use and show in front of the pickup location. In addition, we also have a staff dashboard where dining hall staff can manage these fresh boxes. Here's a video that shows the flow of the app, and there's a QR code at the top that you can scan to preview a live demo.
Okay, but what's actually going on behind the scenes? So, at around closing time, the dining hall staff are gonna pack the food, and then the worker is going to load it into a fridge that we have right outside the dining halls. And then right after this, there's gonna be a drop post on the app, and students are gonna reserve their meal that they want via the app. Continuing on, there's gonna be a short pickup window right after closing to 10 to 11 p.m. And then after this window closes, then students can wait until the next day to reserve another meal.
And you may be wondering about the legality of all this. According to California Senate Bill 1383, dining halls are required to recover surplus food, so that extra food is donated, not sold. And students pay EcoPlay as a service, not for the food. 2 transactions, they're fully legal. To solve after-hours access, EcoPlate installs a locked outdoor smart refrigerator outside the dining hall, accessible 24/7 via student pickup codes. No staff is required. This is what makes it practice. An EcoPlate smart fridge is placed right outside the campus dining hall, lit and accessible all night. Competitively, EcoPlate is the only solution that's affordable, on campus, stigma-free, sustainable, and consistent. No other competitor checks all boxes.
Now, let's move on to the financials. Where does our money actually go? So, right now we're doing a pay per box model where each meal will be $7. So after the students pay the $7, where does it go? The dining hall will take $2 of that, leaving EcoPlate with $5. We won't have to pay for a container, sticker, or even a bag because the dining hall will cover that meaning that we can increase our profit margins. Currently, we're at a 71% profit margin. And yeah. And then now we're gonna move on to the financial projection. Year one, as we launch, we're gonna grow to $500,000 in revenue of 4 to 5 campuses and about 10 dining halls. Moving on, as we expand, we're gonna move on to a subscription model because then we're gonna have supply since we already have demand. And in year two, we're gonna have $1.9 million in sales. And then in year three, as we scale, we're gonna end up with about $5 million. Eco play,
Eco eat. So at my high school, I wanted to start a medical club where I would invite medical professionals to come speak to students. However, after hours of searching and emailing local professionals, I wasn't getting any responses. And I don't blame them because they're very busy. So that's why we wanted to create a structured method to effectively communicate with them. This problem will persist within young students and adults in the future. So that's why I pivoted my idea. And with a team, we created an app to streamline connections between students and mentors.
The problem for students is incredibly real. Based on our survey data, 86% of students need proper and structured guidance, but don't have the opportunity to obtain it and end up resorting to their families and school counselors, which often don't give them informed or structured access. And this is why Nexus works to solve that by giving a structured platform where students can connect directly to mentors and solve this problem of not having access to receive proper guidance to fulfill their potential.
To answer the question, you all may be wondering, what's in it for the mentors? Our first reason is connection. Nexus provides an opportunity of support for disadvantaged youth who don't have the privileges of having feedback and connections with certified professionals. Therefore, Nexus promotes equity and access to guidance as well. Our second reason is networking. Nexus ensures reliable networking between talented students and professionals or professionals to other professionals on the app. Our app will build strong relationships that can last for years. Our last reason is continuous learning. Nexus enforces learning for both students and mentors, as mentors are able to solidify their skills and are able to even gain new perspectives from younger generations. Our value proposition is structured and impactful access to available dedicated professionals, as well as opportunities for mentors to thrive and network. And in the long term, we provide value for companies for early access for emerging talent as well. According to an article from the Chronicle written by Alex Lyman, studies show 4 different ways mentors can benefit from mentoring, some of them being leadership, new perspectives, and confidence building. These benefits are ensured for mentors a part of Nexus as well.
So our fully functional app features a login screen where both students and mentors can get specialized access to their own side of the app. On the student side, they can take a mentor match quiz powered by AI to find mentors that are like-minded and have similar interests into the career that they want to pursue. Then they can schedule a session with their desired mentor and give a small description of exactly the help they need and schedule a time. And additionally, message the mentors in-app for any additional help outside of the scheduled meeting time.
For our market validation, our total addressable market consists of all the high school students and college students in the US. And this is valued at $7.3 billion, assuming that they are paying $15 a month for 12 months. Our SAM is valued at $792 million. And these are the students that just graduated high school and college undergrads. And when paying $15 a month for 12 months, these students are demonstrating the behavior that Nexus serves. For our song, valued at $120 million, this represents the 550,000 students who have counselors and are shown that they are interested in structured guidance.
Our mentor survey reveals that motivation is primarily impact driven rather than financially driven. Over 40% of respondents indicated that they are solely interested in mentoring to make a difference in students' lives and do not expect compensation. 35% would express openness to minimal compensation, while just 25% prefer to be paid. This suggests that nearly 75% of potential mentors are not primarily motivated by profit, validating that a model emphasizes purpose and flexibility and community impact over financial incentives.
The key insight from our survey is that impact-driven mentors create the strongest customers. By focusing on a volunteer-only model, we ensure that 100% of the mentors are here because they genuinely want to help, not because they're being paid. This builds trust, especially with parents, since there's no financial incentive influencing advice. This leads to better results, more authentic guidance, because the mentors who stay are the ones who truly care about student success. When we asked parents how much they'd be willing to pay, the average came out to about $13 per month, with most responses clustering between $10 and $17. Based on this, we priced our subscription at $15 per student per month, making it both affordable for families and sustainable for us. This price point is easy to justify since it's comparable to a streaming subscription, but delivers long-term value through mentorship and career guidance. We also offer a 30-day free trial to create an experience that's validated, acceptable, and scalable.
This is our go-to-market strategy in 3 clear steps. First, we focus on active mentor outreach through LinkedIn. By directly connecting with professionals, we recruit experienced mentors who can guide students and provide real-world insight into different career paths. Second, we partner with high schools and college organizations such as AVID programs and student hubs. These partnerships allow us to introduce the platform to students and provide free mentorship opportunities, helping them build skills and explore potential careers. And finally, once a strong member in the student network is established, we offer enterprise access to companies that are looking for emerging talent. This creates a pipeline where students can gain guidance and experience, while companies can gain early access to motivated, skilled individuals. We conducted a direct competitive analysis to identify gaps in existing mentorship platforms and highlight where Nexus delivers unique value. Key competitors, including LinkedIn, Mentor Cruise, and ADP List, offer valuable networking, mentorship opportunities. However, they lack a fully integrated and student-focused experience. While these platforms provide access to professionals and often fall short in 3 critical areas: structured guidance, targeted career exploration for students, and consistent mentor accessibility. Nexus addresses these gaps by offering a structured mentorship system and curated career exposure, and streamlined mentor-student matching, ensuring that each feature of the app is intentionally designed to support student success.
So our financial projections for the first 3 years of our company. For the first year, we're going to go through schools and target students in large populations to acquire our initial database. We're going to acquire 800 student users with an $180 annual subscription with 150 active mentors available to students for an estimate of $144,000 in year 1. In year 2, we're going to look to partner with more schools, acquire more students and more mentors as well, with 4,000 student users and 800 mentors. And with our now accumulated student database, it will be valuable enough to sell to enterprises looking to expedite their onboarding process and look for young, capable students to help them out with their businesses. We estimate $800,000 for year 2. Finally, for year 3, we're going to be a well-established company with a very valuable student and professional database, partnering with 100 schools, 15,000 student users, 3,000 mentors, and 40 enterprise recruiting partners, estimating $3.1 million. And for our tracking metrics, we're going to be tracking student signups initially, mentor participation rate and availability, as well as session completion rate. And then for our further partnerships, we're going to be tracking school partnerships and also enterprise partners.
Right now, we've completed the design of our MVP with all core features fully functional. We've also begun mentor outreach, successfully acquiring over 20 mentors who are ready to support students.
In addition, we conducted market research with more than 100 survey responses, helping us validate demand and refine the platform based on real student and mentor feedback. Looking ahead, our next step is to launch the beta platform and begin testing with users. From there, we plan to secure partnerships with schools and companies, which will help expand access and build credibility. As the platform grows, we'll develop a valuable student talent database and offer enterprise access to large companies seeking emerging talent. Ultimately, our long-term vision is to become a national standard for structured mentorship, connecting students with meaningful guidance and career opportunities. We are Nexus, building the next us. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. We are Servalqua. We came up with this idea because my parents, growing up, they loved planting, and we didn't know that what to plant, and we'd be super excited going every weekend to Home Depot, but we would never get plants that survive at max 2 months, and then they would die. This really discouraged my parents, and which is why we are Servalqua. This is our team. My name is Lasia. I'm the CMO. I'm Sita. I'm the CPO.
Hi, my name is Rafni. I'm the CTO.
Sir Charlo, and I'm the COO.
I'm Fresh, and I'm the CFO.
Meet Poppy. She loves gardening so much, but her plants always die, and it's so expensive. All she wants is to host a party with a friend, but her garden looks so sad. And meet Branch. He is so busy taking care of his kids, but he wants a beautiful yard that his kids can play in, and he doesn't have that time and the money to afford a landscaper. And he doesn't want to deal with all the complicated apps.
The issue with gardening today is that it can be expensive and laborious to maintain your plants. Homeowners don't always know how to maintain each plant, and it can be very difficult to have your garden be healthy and pretty. From managing watering schedules to plant type and having the right tools, maintaining your garden can become very difficult.
So we did a lot of research. We got over 200 responses. And we asked users based on what problems they had with current gardening. So right now, the current top 3 issues that homeowners have with gardening is that, as she said, plants continue to die or do poorly. 2, there isn't a systemized database to learn about plants. And 3, people want to learn how to optimize their garden to help it grow to its maximum potential. And people foresee that they're going to need help with plants, they're going to need help with fertilizer, and they're going to need help with yard design and garden optimization overall, which is all things that are happening.
The solution is an easy all-in-one app that allows users to build the best version of their garden. Our app allows users to input videos, photos, or just input their information about the plants they have. The AI will analyze everything from plant health to weather patterns and give you recommendations and tips. Users can also choose different styles for their gardens, and AI will give you easy access to recommendations and plant nurseries in your area.
So this is our solution market research. So 78.3% of people said that they are interested in an app that would help maintain their yard. 83.6% of participants say that they would like an app that sells personalized plants. 73% say that if our app can design and help plan their gardens, that they would use it. 81% said that if it would give information and plant care, they would also be interested. And finally, almost 84% say that if it could sell plants that are suitable for their specific garden, then it would be useful to them. And this is our market size. So our target addressable market was all US homes with a garden, which is 90 million houses. More narrow, all California households with a garden, which is 8.6 million households. And finally, our service attainable market, just 5.6 million households, which is just out in California.
And that brings us to our app. The best part about it is that it's very intuitive, and any user, regardless of experience or knowledge, can use it. Let me show you. So here's our app. If it loads. This is Survaqua. We ask the user to choose between 3 different categories, whether they want to maintain their garden, design something completely new, or they want to add something to their existing garden. Or they can just ask for professional help. For this demonstration, I'll pick maintain. Ask the user if they want to take a photo, a video, or upload a picture. Say I have a dying daisy bush. I'll search it up. I'll copy this image and I'll paste it into the app. For location, let's say I'm in Irvine, California. Illinois. Say our house is facing south and I want to help this bush recover. I don't know its species, so help me with that and teach me how to save it, please. Next, then I'll ask a list of questions. In this case, it is in my backyard, so I'll pick backyard garden. Main concerns, well, I really want to know how to water it, and maybe I want to know how to fertilize it too. I don't have, sure, I have a sprinkler system, and it's a regular one. I'll get the recommendations once I choose between these 4. Say I don't have a lot of time on my hands, so I'll pick low maintenance approach, and I'll generate the plan. Now, the app tells you that it's an African daisy. I'll tell the species. I'll tell you what's happening with it, which in this case, it's dying. Furthermore, based on the choice I chose, it'll give you a list of times per week to water plants for my sprinkler system, which is Monday at 7 a.m. and Thursday 7 a.m. as well. And for my fertilizing plan, it'll tell you the different phases I should do. Week 1, I should do initial gentle feeding. Week 3, a slow release application. And 4 month plus, a seasonal maintenance. And it'll even connect me to suppliers across my region. These are different suppliers I can get my fertilizing products from. They'll tell me the prices, and I can even view the supplier and buy the products from them.
Out there to help with gardening, but none can do everything that Sirocco does. Other apps offer basic plant tips and sprinkler settings, but our app provides you a fully integrated experience with AI yard plan designs, personalized plant selection, and recommendations that tailor to your specific.
There are over 20,000 nurseries in America, and 5,000 of them are here in California. Our app, through our app's recommendations, will connect these nurseries with our users. We'll become the Amazon for our users, where they can buy different products, and will be the Amazon marketplace for contractors and nurseries.
Finally, how are we going to make money? So first, we have affiliate product sales, where we can commission when users buy products that we recommend. For example, it could be fertilizers, it could be soil, it could be tools, plants, etc. And we'll get 10% to 15% commission per sale. And this could be achieved from our plant deliveries that we have contracts with and other things. And then next, we have integration partnerships. So companies, they can connect their product to our app. And for example, it could be a soil moisture sensor. And we'll get the data from that and give recommendations on how to maintain the garden to our users. It'll be $2 to $10 per device per year. Here's a timeline and status. So currently, we have a beta version of our app with AI features, and we'll be connecting it with possible customers. And for our next phase, we'll build our user base, and we'll make basic partnerships with nurseries and delivery services, and we'll get commissions from delivery services and orders. And for our next phase after that, we'll have integration partnerships. Future of landscaping starts with us.
Imagine a student, motivated, ambitious, and dreaming of going to an Ivy League school. But when they try to figure out what to do, requirements, deadlines, extracurriculars, it's overwhelming. Their parents are not sure, their counselors are too busy, and so they have no option but to guess.
They spend months doing what they think is right, never knowing if it's enough. Now imagine that if a student had a personalized AI counselor guiding them every step of the way. That's why we built Scholar.
Big goals, small steps, real success. Scholar. A quick introduction to our management team. Lisa is our CEO, Yvonne is our CFO/CTO, Genevieve is our CPO, I'm Sophia the CMO, and Enrica is our COO. And she'll tell you a little bit about our problem and opportunity.
All right. So Scholar is a gamified four-year academic planning and counseling app that solves the problem of students struggling to choose their courses, maintain their GPA, or prepare for tests by providing 24/7 college guidance that turns dream colleges into real acceptances. Scholar replaces last-minute college applications with proactive, data-driven planning starting from freshman year. It offers a live readiness score to measure competitiveness, predictive tools to show how choices impact admission outcomes, and an AI counselor that delivers personalized guidance without the high cost of private advisors.
Scholar's magic is in its AI engine that transforms a student's dream college into a personalized four-year game plan. It analyzes their GPA, major, and target schools to build a step-by-step roadmap. Then turns that journey into levels, milestones, and progress tracking that keeps students motivated. As performance changes, the system adapts in real time. So instead of guesswork and last-minute stress, students level up strategically towards their goals. So there are about 17 million high school students in the US, and roughly 11 million of them are college bound. At an average subscription of $180 per year, that represents nearly a $2 billion total addressable market. And that's actually from the students alone. In addition, there are about 30,000 private college counselors in the US. If each spends roughly $4,000 per year on software, that adds another $120 million opportunity. Together, that gives us the total addressable market of just over $2 billion annually. When we narrow our focus to students actively seeking structured college prep and counselors scaling their practices, our serviceable market becomes about 636 million. Capturing even just a small portion of that market leads us towards our serviceable obtainable market of roughly $7 million in recurring revenue. At its core, we create economic value by replacing expensive, limited counseling with a scalable AI platform, delivering better outcomes for students while building a high-margin, subscription-based business.
Our go-to-market plan. For phase 1, we'll launch Scholar, the direct-to-student strategy using TikTok and Instagram to reach high schoolers through relatable content around college stress and dream schools. From day 1, we'll introduce a premium model with premium subscriptions, allowing us to begin generating revenue early while still driving strong user adoption. In phase 2, the growth phase, we expand through student ambassador programs, influencer partnerships, and referral incentives, creating organic, peer-driven adoption across high schools and increasing engagement on the platform. Finally, in phase 3, we scale by introducing parent-facing features to increase lifetime value and expanding into school and district partnerships, positioning Scholar as both a student tool and broader institutional solution. Most college guidance platforms fall short. They offer limited long-term strategy, lack predictive modeling, provide little to no real-time feedback, and are often expensive or hard to scale. Scholar addresses these gaps with comprehensive strategic planning, built-in predictive tools that show how decisions impact admission outcomes, continuous real-time feedback, and an affordable, scalable platform that makes high-quality guidance accessible to more students.
So our revenue comes from subscriptions. Students pay about $180 per year to access personalized AI guidance, readiness scores, and their four-year college strategy plan. Private college counselors also subscribe to to Scholar for about $4,000 per year to manage students and generate structured plans for their clients. We are taking a practical approach to growth by starting with a pilot in Los Angeles and Orange County. In this first stage, we project reaching about 1,000 students and 25 counselors, generating around $280,000 in revenue. As we expand across Southern California and then statewide, we project reaching about $4.4 million in annual revenue by year 3 as we move towards our $7 million obtainable market. So far, we have developed the concept for our AI college counselor and designed the basic platform architecture. We have also begun collecting admissions data to support our recommendations. We have completed market research, built our business model, and defined the core product features. Our next step is to finalize the MVP, begin pilot testing with early users, and use their feedback to improve the platform before scaling. Thank you.